Okay, there we go. It won't move. Okay. Oh, all right. Rainy day today. Listen, there are several things, three big main things. There's lots more that we need to be able to do as we have our birthdays. Okay. Here's the first one. And we're going to be on the floor some. I have this set so that I will get down on the floor some. So I want you to be able to see me as I go into the floor. I can move it back a little bit. So one of the things that you got to be able to do is sit, see, and stand. See? Now, what I just did, you might not have noticed, I put this pad in the chair. Why? Because if you're having any kind of back, knee, hip issue, to go down deep is very difficult. Okay, and it can be painful. However, we need to continue to do it. Okay, and I'm going to come back up. Keep going. I saw something pop up. Keep going. Down and up, down and up, down and up. I hope that I'm recording all right. Okay. I don't know.
You are, Jeannie. You're recording.
Okay.
So.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. So there was two things I did that you might not have done or noticed. Number one, I stepped wide. Number two, I have 2 inches of a little modification. That turns into a big modification if you have had a knee replaced, a hip replaced, or you have back issues. Okay? So this kind of a move is very important. Now we're going to integrate this into our class today as a warm-up and then as a mobility. See what I'm going to do? I'm going to twist. So sitting down and standing up, kind of a big deal. Okay, so I'm turning, see, on my bare feet, I'm turning, I'm reaching, but I'm not reaching with my back. I'm reaching with my shoulders. And how do I make sure that I do that? I say rib cage up, shoulders down. I pivot my foot and I turn. See that? And I can put this hand back here because that opens this. Then I come back right here to center. Whoop, right here to center. Okay. Then I pivot. See that? And I turn. And I reach with what? My arms, not my back. See, I'm not bending. I pivot and I pull that arm back low and this across my chest. And I come right here to the front again. If you're on your bare feet, I'm telling you, I'm slipping. Okay, and that's okay. Just be ready for it. Because when you do this in a pivot, which let's do that several times. See, I'm just going to turn. So I'm going to get that nice flossing, cleaning out the joints, oiling up the joints. And I'm turning around. I'm pretending that I have a rod sticking right down through my spine. If you had a rod sticking down through your spine, you would not be bent. See, you would not be doing this. You have to stay rib cage up, drop in my chin, drop my shoulders, but most importantly for this to work, you gotta stay rib cage up, as if somebody's pulling your rib cage up. The minute you do that and you drop your shoulders, then you can move your arms and you are turning around that core center. See? And boy, does this feel good on an ankle, a knee, a hip, a back. So if you just do a series of these before you start into some big old movements, which I just wanted to get you standing and sitting and getting you into the thoughts of standing up, which is what we did, and sitting. So now I've flossed a little bit. Do you see that? Now I'm going to go back. I'm going to bring my hands out. Okay. Now, I just now did that. And some of you did it with me. And guess what? When you did this, you didn't think about it, but I'll guarantee you this is what you did. When you saw me do this, you did it. And then you bent right here. And see, I want you to stay upright because I want this movement to go through the shoulder girdle. If I hunch and bend, it doesn't really, okay? So I'm gonna go big move, but I'm gonna say rib cage up. I'm gonna bend my knees and I'm gonna push my hips forward. That's a counter move than the one that we normally do when you see somebody put their hands forward and they bend, and a lot of times they hunch, they get into trouble. And they don't get these shoulders really rocking and rolling like they should. So let's do that again. Are you ready? Big breath through the nose. Remember, the only thing you got to do to help yourself breathe through the nose and get unreal benefits from nasal breathing is close your mouth. Close your mouth, and you will have to breathe through your nose. Here we go. See, I'm going to go out here like this, but now I'm going to take my shoulders out and I'm going to push my hip bones forward so that I'm going into a hyperextension. See? And I bring them down. Let's do that again. Not fast. This isn't fast. This is planned. See here? See here, see here, see here. So now, right now, I'm pushing those shoulders down and back as I reach around and I'm pushing my hips forward. This is a very different move than what you normally would do when you see somebody do this. Because see, we do this all day. We start walking around like this. Okay, I'm trying to help you counter that, but you gotta think about it. All right, so here I am again, right here in front of my chair. Close your mouth, breathe through the nose, drop your shoulders. Okay, soft knees. You're not bending really, they're just soft. Bring it around. So I'm right here. Drop your shoulders. Now, right now, start to push your hips forward as you bring those arms around. Okay, see, I'm right here. Those arms are reaching out all the way up from here, reaching. But I'm not hunching over. That's the big deal. Okay, one more of those. Breathe in through your nose. Rib cage up, soften the knees. Here we go. Bring them around, so it's right here. Now don't start coming in until you feel this open. So how do you feel this open? You drop your shoulders. Number one, keep your rib cage up. But when you're here, before you come forward, what are you gonna do? You're gonna pull those elbows back until you start feeling this. Yeah. So it's a movable, it's a dynamic stretch. Okay, now, so here I am, my hips are coming forward. I'm reaching with my shoulders, keeping my chin down, and then I come around and down. Now I'm gonna turn again and go like this. So are you thinking about how you're leaning or not leaning? Think about it. Here we go. Turn and say rib cage up. Take a big breath, drop your shoulders. Breathing in through the nose. Here we go. So it's right here. Now, right here, I'm going to tell you, if you were to shut one eye, if you're barefooted like I am right now, and you're on a carpet or maybe you're on a mat. If you're on a mat, it's sticky and it's not going to slide on you. However, if it's a towel, you're going to slide a little. Be ready for it, okay? shut one eye, and be ready to get discombobulated. Say rib cage up. And so you would say to me, well, Jeannie, why would I want to be discombobulated? Because you're training your balance centers when you're doing this very dynamic stretch that I'm putting you through right now. My chin is tucked, my rib cage is up, I'm pulling my arms around my body. I am not leaning. That's very important. I'm not leaning out, okay? I would say rib cage up, I'm gonna turn. And if you really want to push your balance systems, make sure you're doing this next to a wall. Yes, a chair, something you can hang on to, okay? Always safety first. Get that chin tucked back so your ears are over your shoulders. Big breath. Here we go. It's a turn, and see, I'm pivoting. I'm actually pivoting, and I have one eye closed. And as I turn, I can tell you, you're gonna be swaying all over the place. Then shut the other eye. I don't mean together. I mean one at a time. But see which eye you tend to get more unbalanced with, okay? So this is such a simple maneuver. But if you're recovering from a knee, a hip, any kind of a back issue, this kind of a motion is very doable, and it's extremely good for training your balance centers. And that has to do with your inner ear, your eyesight, finding your place in space as you do a simple supported turn. See, I'm not unsupported, meaning I got both feet on the ground. Okay, now we're going to get to the other one in just a minute, because that's one of the essentials. So the first essential is sitting down and standing up. You've got to maintain the ability to do that. So we're going to do some specific things around that task, and one of them is the task. So if you can do it without using your hands, that's what I want you to do. Some of you cannot. You have to start where you are at. But my goal is to get you to improve on this very important move, okay? So as I come into it, do not lift your chin. Keep your chin tucked, because this is part of your whole spinal makeup. You notice I have a visitor right here. This is a mountain cur. If you've ever heard of that, look it up. She's very sweet, but she has to be right next to you. And it's a rainy day today, so hello. Hi, Ollie. Her name is Olive. Okay, drop your shoulders. Are you ready? Breathe. Shut your mouth, right? Yeah. Here we go. We're doing that thing. Okay, so when I come up here, I'm just gonna push my hips forward. I'm trying to counter what we always do. Okay? Tuck your chin. Here we go. Press the hips forward. Come back. One more. Here we go. This is the end part of this first section, which is demonstrating how to do the sit to stand. Now, I'm going to take this out. Now we're moving on. Okay? So I'm going to use this to stand on in just a minute. Okay? So the other thing that we have to be able to do is get our leg up. Okay? Now, some of you got discouraged just now because you're like, oh, I can't put my foot up on the chair like that. I made it easier for you because what did I just do? I took the pad out. This is 2 more inches. So you want to go out just a second. Okay, here we go. Whew. Dogs and kids. Okay, so here's the chair. We've got to be able to get our leg up to climb stairs, okay? This is what I'm trying to point out. And how's the best way to do this? Actually do stairs. I think I saw Tina on today. You see what I'm doing? If this is too high, then go here, okay? Just go to a lower rung. That's about a stair height. See that? Remember the stairs at the gym when we used to do our stairs? You could choose whether you wanted 4 inches, 6 inches, or I think 8 inches. See what I'm doing? Was it 8 or 10? I can't remember. See what I'm doing? See what I'm doing? Yeah, don't try to speed this thing up. There's, you know, don't do it like a drill. Do it like a very controlled movement, which is what I want. I want a very controlled shift. See, my knee is soft. My shoulders are down. Big breath. I'm going to bring this leg up. Put it in my chair. Listen. On this Mobility Wednesday, I am telling you, if you could just on even Friday, run through these 3 tasks. Sit to stands, and we're going to make it lower. I started with higher because what did I do? I put a pad in my seat and it was 2 inches. But now I'm having to shift. That's balance. I'm having to say rib cage up because if I don't, I'm going to be doing this. See, I'm going to be doing this. And I don't want to do that. I want to go rib cage up, drop my shoulders, shift, soften my joints. Yes. Bend them, no. Bring that leg up and tap it out. See that? Tap it out, tap it out, tap it out. And your other leg is just bent, just a little bit. Shift. Okay, you ready? Bring it up. So I can tell you, this is my knee replace side. And even though I can hold here pretty good, getting this knee into this bend, it's, you know, yeah, you have to decide, I'm going to keep the bend in my knee. If you want your mobility to be stopped, get your knee where it won't bend. That is a real handicap. Okay, see what I'm doing? You see what I'm doing? I know it. You're momentarily standing on one leg, right? So this is kind of a combination. This is an ability to stair climb, but it's also getting you to balance on one leg at a time. See this? See this? Yeah. And if you can close this and lift it, this is a great way to start practicing that one-legged standing. Now, you could practice it with your foot on the ground. You could practice it with your holding onto your wall. Perfectly fine. See this? See this? We want to get to where we can, the fact I saw, you know, I test people on this, and I really push them to stand on one leg for at least 10 to 15 seconds. And then the next goal is to hold it for a 30-second hold. And you do not put your foot down until you are ready to put it down, okay? Hang out here with me just for a second or two. See, I didn't want to warn you about this because some of you would have gone and got a drink or something. Okay, put it down. And then go into a little hip hinge and then come up, okay? So your homework, seriously, is I don't care if you're in the kitchen or wherever, and how you do it does matter. You need to have a wall, a chair, a pole, something that you can hang on to very quickly. See? See? Hi, Ollie. Did you come back to see me? She slammed into me. She's like about 50 or 60 pounds. Yeah. Put me right on my butt. Woo. That's a hound dog. This is my mat. Ollie, you're not supposed to be on my mat. You come up here. Sorry about this, you guys. This is live classes. I hope you're laughing. Okay, so have I given you the idea that this is important? You've got to be able to stand for 10 seconds first, 15 seconds second, 30 seconds next, okay? Or going up into the increments. You get the idea. See, you gotta be able to do this. And how do you be able to do it? You practice. And so you have a chair, you have a wall. So this is my challenge side. And I'm really working at trying to maintain, not overlean, and hang out here until I want to put my foot down. Okay? Why is this so important? Oh my goodness, when you're doing this and you're barefooted and you've got your leg up at a pretty good distance, every single thing, muscle, bone, ligament, tendon in your body has to work at proper reception in order for you to maintain that on purpose. That's why it's so important. It strengthens every single part of you. But some of us like to cheat. And we overlean and we, put a finger down or so, we do all these things and that's okay. I just want you to keep trying it, all right? Because single leg standing is very important. When you are going upstairs, and I remember I was talking about Tina, and I told her, don't look at your stairs as the enemy. See what I'm doing? Now I'm coming all the way up again. I'm right back to this. Now stay with me because we're going to change this. It's going to go into something a little more challenging. So stay with me. Take a breath. I'm going to go up. Okay? I'm tapping and bring it down. Swing. So when I swing, the very first moves that I did, I was trying to get you ready for this move. See, when I swing, what do you normally want to do? This. I don't want you to do that. Bring it down, get ready. Pretend I'm behind you and I'm pulling your rib cage up. See that? Shift, get ready. Here we go. Bring the hands up, swing, and act like your head is getting pulled up, okay, from a string. Now come back down. Here we go. Swing, lift, 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 lift. Big breath into the nose, into the nose, into the nose. Here we go. One more time on each side. Here we go. See, I'm starting to swing. Do not lean in. Stay back. Bring that leg up and reach. Really pull out. Push back. Rib cage up, bring it back down. So what I'm trying to do right now is to get you to realign while you're standing. So just to hang on to and do your single leg standing, no matter what your posture. I mean, I'm glad you're doing it, but just stay with me and keep trying to make yourself do this kind of single leg standing. Okay. So now I'm going to come like this. And let's say this is difficult for me. Okay. I'm going to take 2 inches, just 2 inches. Okay. I'm going to turn this and I'm going to go here because if putting your foot up here, see, and acting like you're going to stand, like you're going to bring your other leg up like this, if that's too much for you, You have to go to 2 inches. See this? See this? So what am I gonna do? I'm coming down and I'm pressing up. And what am I doing with my other leg? Yeah, I'm pressing back. My butt, my gluteal is super tight. So what you do is you come down, see this? And you act like you're gonna come up, but you don't. See this? This is where you start. The reason I put your chair here is because if you have your foot on this pillow and you're barefooted, you're gonna be all over the place. So safety first. Now, if you had a little 4-inch step, perfect. A 6-inch step, perfect. This is more like 18 inches off the ground. So you go back to here and you do this. See this? This is gonna make you be able to do stairs. If you will get to where you can do 2 sets of 20, and then just for the fun of it, add 1 extra set. Do you see what I'm doing, Kathy? I want you to get to where you can do 30 of these. See this? I'm up 2 inches. I think any of us can do this, okay? So I'm coming down and I'm acting like I'm gonna go up to the next step, but I don't. So what am I doing? I got my chair here that I'm resting my hand on carefully so that I don't over lean. I don't want to over lean. Be careful with it like this because you can push it back real easy. I'll turn it all the way around. I was just showing you variations. See? Like that. See, like this? Stay level, shoulders. And you're going to do this. You're going to keep working at this because you want to stay independent. Okay? People start noticing when they start being active in the spring. They're doing spring cleaning. They're doing gardening. And they notice that, oh, my goodness, I can't get down there and do this and this and this. This is where you start, right here. This, yes, you start here. Because you see what I'm doing? I'm gently making my whole side, my leg, my back, everything stronger and bend. But I'm doing it little by little. Okay, so just do 1 more on this side. Okay, now step back, do a turn and a turn. On this turn, you notice I'm not pivoting. My knees are soft. I'm turning, I'm reaching. I'm turning, I'm reaching. Because what we just did in a repeated fashion was making you really use your back extensors. So I want to recover, just a little recovery, okay? So that they're not going to tighten up too much on you. Take a big breath, keep your shoulders down. Okay, now take your other foot and put it on that 2 inches, okay? Now, if I was good to go, and I wanted to really do something more challenging, as if I were stepping up, well, I would be right here. I'll just do it quick so you'll see what I'm talking about. I would have my foot here and I would go, okay, let me put my other foot up on this right here. But then you don't. See, I would go like this. So that little split second right here, whoa, does that make you work hard here? Some of us don't need to do it that high. So I hope I'm making this very clear. My hands are here. I'm going to come up 2 inches and come back down. So I'm doing the bend. I'm keeping straight on. I'm going like I'm going down a stair. Then I'm going to go up a stair. See? I'm just pressing as if I was going to put this foot up and go on up my stair. So I'm doing something, and here's the thing. If you were in your stairwell, wherever your stairs are, Put your hands on the stair railing and go ahead and tap that step. See, go ahead and use that height of a step because that's your goal, right? That's your goal. Here we go. Take a breath. Here we go. Keep your chin tucked. See, I'm using my hands freely, but I want a lot of you out there to be safe with this. And if you're stepping on a pad that's rocking you and you're stepping up repeatedly, you're going to get fatigued. Keep your shoulders down. Keep your chin tucked. Press, breath, press, breath, press, breath. Okay? And you just act like you're stepping up onto a stair. Okay? And again, if you could do this and really get great advantage of it, you would use your stair. Yeah. So the 3 things. So I'll take a moment to recap. I'm going to turn this chair around. Take a big deep breath. And we did enough of that. We're going to go back to that in just a second. So I'm standing over my little pad. I'm turning at my waist. It's going to pull a little bit on my knee, but it's not going to, it's a beneficial pull. See, because I'm not pivoting. See, this time. I'm recovering from doing a repeated motion that is designed to help you be more mobile, more independent. You can do it on a stairwell. You can use a little bench. You can use our pad. You can use a chair. Because here's the 3 things. You got to be able to do stairs, y'all. So every time you see stairs, you just say, oh man, I said I'd do these, and then do them. So you got to be able to do stairs. You've got to be able to do a sit to stand. Okay? You got to be able to get yourself up out of chairs and stuff like that. All right? And you got to be able to stand on one leg. Or I'm going to say, for my class, I'm going to say, yeah, work at 15 seconds, but I want you multiple times a week to hold balance and hold it for 30 seconds. And preferably your leg will be up here. Okay, now I was drifting. So if you don't want to pull yourself back, so how do you pull yourself back? Let's just go over that. Okay. Have a pole, have a chair, have a wall, something for safety first. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, I'm putting my leg up here. I'm going to do the other leg. Okay, this is my challenge side. Many of you, I don't know if you're able to see my head because I have it turned down because I'm going to be down. Sorry, I might have done half of this with my head chopped off. Oh well. Okay, so here's this. See that? See, you don't have to go way up on the get-go. Have something that you can tap close. See, here's the wall. See that? Soften your knees. Straighten up your posture. Okay? And when you start heading south, meaning everything's falling, and you can't just tap down or put your hand on the wall. Okay, what should you do first? What should you do first? You're gonna go ahead and fall. See what I just did? That's what you do. You lower your center of gravity. Train yourself so that when you're losing your balance, see if you're on the wall here. See, I'm gonna bring it back up and give it another go. Now I'm bringing my knee up pretty high. You don't have to go that high. You can stay lower and just tap and come back. That's fine. But if you're way up here, you're like, lower your center of gravity. See what I did? Lower your center of gravity. That's what you've got to keep training yourself to do. I've had many people tell me that one thing that I keep practicing, lowering your center of gravity, has saved them so many times. Okay. So you know the 3 things that you must be able to do if you want to be independent. As you have your birthdays, what did I just do? I took 2 inches off of my chair. Yeah. Now I'm going to stand here and I'm going to make sure I'm wide. That's number 1. Too many women go to sit down like this. That's going to kill your knees or your back or both. So go wide, okay? Drop your shoulders. I don't care what it looks like. Ask me if I care. Swing your butt. See that? I'm swinging my butt. I'm not going to use my hands. If I can help it, if I need to, absolutely do. I'm going to come right here and I'm going to go into that sit down. See that? Take a big breath through the nose. Here we go. Push and come up and exhale. So one of the other big mistakes that people make in this move is they hold their breath. Don't hold your breath. Take a breath. And we're going to come up. And we exhale. My feet are still pretty wide. Toes are pretty straight. I mean, some of us feel more comfortable in our hips with our feet out just a bit. That's okay. Swing. Tuck your chin. Now I'm going to do it with my hands crossed like this. Because when I don't get this help, that's the next step in making it harder. Okay, more challenging. But if you need to do this once or twice, that's fine. And use this or use this, that's fine. Just don't bounce or swing yourself out of that chair. Are you ready? Big breath. Here we go. I'm going to go here. Breath and exhale. You can exhale through your mouth. That's okay. Breathe in through your nose. Okay, ready? Here we go. Down, 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 down. And you're sitting down. My biggest goal in my class for people that come, you know, that have been with me is to A, stand straighter than you did last year, be able to do stairs that you weren't able to do, and for you to be able to stand and sit with control. Stand and sit. So take a breath, exhale, breathe in, and exhale, and breathe in. And I'm feeling pressure on all 4 corners of my feet. At the very beginning of my stand, my stand to sit, I push into the heels a bit and come back down. Then I'm going to just cross my leg right here, right in the middle of all this. I'll cross my leg, and then what am I going to do with my back? I think we did some of this on Monday, Mom. I'm doing it again. Here we go. My back comes up. See that? I sit all the way to the end of my chair. That's number 1. Big breath into the nose. This is my hip replace side right here. And I'm going to bring it into my chest as I lean forward from the hip. Okay? Once I've done that, I'm going to bring that leg down. I'm going to turn. I'm going to put that knee of the leg that I just crossed over. See how I'm turning? Yeah, this is part of all that mobility work. Okay? So I'm going to come right here. And I'm just going to ease myself off. Now, some of you, I can hear you out there. Like somebody like Kay or Mary Martin, they're going, Jeannie, my legs are not that long. I understand. However, you got to get to your one knee the best way you can. Okay, and I'll go back over and show you some modifications. But here I am. See that? That knee is down. Then I'm gonna slide this leg on out. This is my hip replace side. This is my knee replace side. I'm gonna just go out here as far as I feel I can. I got my chair right here. See how I'm coming down here? I'm pushing this hip forward. I'm not gonna go real far because this is for a anterior hip replacement. You don't push this move, okay? But what are we trying to do? We're trying to be more mobile, right? So I'm carefully pushing forward. It's very controlled. See what I'm doing? I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna come this way. See that? I'm gonna go back and forth with this front leg. Yeah, not just forward. I'm working through the hip. I'm working through the knee. I'm going from the side of my foot to the other side of my foot. I'm pressing here. I'm keeping my shoulder down. Okay? I'm going to have my back to you for this next one because we're going to do both sides. So, for those of you who are fun size, you might have to put both hands here, lean in, and lift, and get your butt up there. See that? See that? Yeah. Working around movement with a chair, get a sturdy chair, preferably without arms. It's a big deal. Okay, so I'm going to turn. Oh, I'm not going to turn yet. I'm going to do this first. I have to remember what I did. So this is my knee replace side. This is a very tight knee here. Compared to my other knee. So at this point, everything here is screaming at me to do this. And I'm telling you, don't do that. So what did I do? Don't round your back. See, I'm putting my ankle right here on top of my knee, and I'm saying rib cage up, chin tucked. Take a big breath, keep my shoulders down, and keep trying to now pull my whole upper body into my knee to get the movement and the flexibility going that I'm trying to maintain, okay? So once you do that and you're pulling yourself in, woo, right here. But this one, see, this is my knee replace side. This is very difficult. And many of us would just replace knees. We're trying really hard to keep that knee bending. So you might have to just cross your shin and then pull forward. You're still going to get some great moves, but you're not going to, it's going to be doable, okay? So when you can get up here with your ankle on your knee, whew, that's a big deal. You want to make sure that you maintain that because that will tighten back up on you. And that's what that lady was talking to me. And I said, you know, keep going through your therapy type moves. That's going to help to maintain that knee so it doesn't get too tight on you. Okay? So now I'm going to go this way, right? So I'm going to have my back to you because I'm turning like this. And I'm barefooted. I can let my toes stretch. This, by the way, is one of the best stretches that somebody with plantar fasciitis can do. Look at my toes. I don't know if you see them. They're curled under. I'm pressing gently on them. They may not be able to take the full weight, but as I'm in this position, I just lean back and this is stretching really hard. Okay, take a big breath. Take a big breath. And then I'm going to go right ahead. I'm going to grab here if I'm fun size. And I'm going to inch myself off so that my knee is in the floor. Then I'm going to push my knee forward. And I'm going to open this hip right here. See how I'm opening? And I'm just pressing back so that it opens, 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 opens. Take a big deep breath. And release. Woo. And you can straighten the front one and get a further stretch or go back into that open hip move. Okay, pull back. The leg goes in and out. See how I'm going in and out with that knee. I'm not just going forward. I'm going in and out and in and out. Okay. Then you're ready to get back up here. You just press and come back up, or go straight on and then come back up. Okay. So one of the moves that's very important to do to be able to stair climb, to be able to stand on one leg for a bit, and sit to stands is gluteal hamstring. Ha ha ha. You can do this from my chair, or I can do it from my little towel on the floor. So some of you do not like it in the floor. I understand it. And so we got to work with what we got to work with, right? So I'm going to do it from here, as if I was somebody that just said, it's just, I can't get in the floor. That's okay. You're going to go right here. So your heels are going to be down. Your toes are going to be up. So this is a really good move for the front of your shin there, okay? Drop your shoulders, and you're going to push your hips forward. And you're going to squeeze right there. And then you're going to drop the hip just to get the pathway, because some of you scrunch your shoulders up way too much. Drop your shoulders. Okay, you ready? Take a breath. Keep the nose, lift, and now shift. And just act like you're going to sit, but you don't. See, act like you're going to sit, but you don't. Act like you're going to sit, but you don't. Yeah, you get it. See this? I know. I snuck this in on you. I know. Okay, just two more. Just two more. Drop your shoulders. Big breath. Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay on your heels. Stay on your heels. Stay on your heels and sit. I didn't do too many. Okay, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to start with both feet. And then we're going to lift the leg. Okay, this is a very, very sneaky little, but it's a very good move to help you maintain the ability to do those three things that I'm highlighting today. Okay, are you ready? Too bad if you're not. Here we go. Drop your shoulders, chin in. Yeah, hands right here. Drop your shoulders again. Step out. Make sure you don't slide. Okay. I'm going to lift my hips. Okay. Then I'm going to shift. And I'm going to go into the other leg. So that means I got to pick this one up. Now I'm going to act like I'm going to sit, but then I don't. I'm going to act like I'm going to sit, but I don't. Take a breath. So you just act like you're going to come down and sit your butt down, but then you don't. Drop your shoulders. Big breath. Woo. Big breath. Here we go. You're on your heel, pretty much. Toes are up. Big breath. Here we go. Big breath. Okay, just one more. Just one more. And bring it back in. Okay. Take a big breath. Drop. Drop. Just turn and turn. Turn and turn. Turn and turn. So that, my friends, was a hip lift. And I went into a single hip lift from the chair. So even if you don't feel like getting on the floor, my suggestion would be, when you get up in the morning, when you just open your little eyes, unless you have to get right into the bathroom, just put your feet under you. Go ahead and go from the chair again. I'm going to show you how easy it's going to be to lay in your bed. Okay. You don't have to get down if you don't want to. Do it all from the chair like we just did. It'll be your second set. Okay. Then I come down here and I just lift my hip. And then I come down. Squeeze. Go up. One vertebrae at a time. Come down. One vertebrae at a time. Up. One vertebrae at a time. Down. One vertebrae at a time. If you want to do double duty, you put the side of your elbows, both of them down, and try to get the backs of both of your hands down. Okay, you don't have to go up over your head. I'm just bringing them out to my side. You squeeze tight, then you come down, and you try to let your arms sink into your bed or your floor, so the backs of your hands, your wrist, and your elbow are all in contact with the floor or on your bed, wherever you're laying. Take a breath, just two more. Here we go, squeeze up, one vertebra at a time, like string of pearls. And then down, 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 and release. One more, this is it. Take a breath. Up, 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 squeeze tight. Then come down, 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 down. Release. See how easy that was? Then I roll. I come up, I come up, I come to this point. I just open my little feet. I push. And I equalize. Take a breath. And I come up. Okay? So we got just a few minutes. So now we're going to hit the core. So I worked everything around those 3 tasks that you have to be able to do and to do smoothly with good posture. Okay? So I'm going to come right here. I'm going to go cat camel. I'm assisted because my hands are on the chair. I could do this on the floor. So you see, I'm pushing my butt back. And then when I come up, my shoulders come way up. Then I come back down. I take a big deep breath. I come way up. Come back down. Now, I'm doing an assist. I'm doing a modified. Okay? I'm going to step out with my toes. You can stay wide. And I'm going to press my heels down here. Then I'm going to push my butt up. And I'm going to pull my toes up, pull my toes up, pull my toes up. My shoulder is getting a great mobility. I'm not putting pressure on them. I'm pulling my toes up one at a time. Then I'm going to swing my hips down. And I'm going to drop right into this move right here. Drop your shoulders. And we're really pushing through there. Drop. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Swing back. All the way back. And toes come up one at a time. One at a time. And drop and come all the way back down. All the way down. Big hyperextension. Bend your knees, drop your shoulders. Take a big deep breath. And then pull back into it. Now, from here, you could go into a high plank. You could go into a low plank. From the knees. That would be fine. That's going to help your core. But I wanted to really focus on, I'm bending down here, those 3 moves that you've got to keep being strong in. And that's what this whole class is about today.